You're listening to Radio Free Nashville. I'm your host. You're listening to Angela Easley's Rock and Blues Roots Review. WRFM, LP, Pasco, Tennessee. 107.1 FM, 103.7 FM, Bellevue, Franklin, parts of Brentwood, and Fairview, and downtown Nashville. You were listening to Still Blossoms. You're the reason I drink. J.L. Fulks. Heading back to Memphis, Chaz Mazzota. Rent Free, Angela Easley, I Can Let Go, Nicole Boggs, Over My Head, and Jason Erie, Talking to Chairs. Today's portion of today's programming is brought to you by Tennessee Prompters, the region's largest full-service teleprompter provider. With 3 decades experience, offering an extensive inventory of services from convention speeches to video productions and beyond. Performance confidence begins with trusting who is putting the words in your mouth. TennesseePrompters.com.
This portion of today's programming is brought to you by Friends of Haggard and Haggard Radio Hour. Proud supporters of public radio and underwriters of Radio Free Nashville and all its great programming. Tune in to the Haggard and Haggard Radio Hour every Tuesday from 4 to 5 on Radio Free Nashville.
That's a word from my brother Billy Bob, everybody.
You lost it. You lost it. I had it. I couldn't keep it going.
Now back to you, Billy Bob.
You got me. It's the laugh that gets it pulls me right out of character. It's like,
you're hanging out.
I had it for a minute there. I was holding right in tight. You know what I'm saying?
You're hanging out with Angela Easley on the Rock and Blues Roots Review on Radio Free Nashville. I'm hanging out with my good friend. As you can tell, we're not having not one lick of fun tonight whatsoever.
Not at all. Yeah.
My good friend Chaz Mazzota, and we're hanging out and just having a great time. He's playing some music for us and telling us all about all the cool stuff that he does, which is absolutely amazing. So how long have you been doing the video and photography thing?
The video and photo stuff, man, I've been doing that since, I want to say like 2015. Yeah, I was finishing. So I was one of those kids that I was like a forever student. I went to college, I went to UCF, and I was doing business.
Okay.
And I was in the second to last semester of my business degree. So basically done. And I shot a music video with my iPhone 5 for the Glee Club.
Oh, awesome.
It was pretty shoddy. It was not a good video, but it was fun, and I got hooked. And I was like, well, you know what? I like school. I like learning. I want to do some more. Jump back into school. Started like a second degree in radio television production, and I kind of just started doing video and photo from there. Then I was working in a studio. So like all at 2015, there was just like where I had a 2-year, like last 2-year change in learning, and then just kind of took off from there.
Awesome. Well, you're so talented. It's definitely one of your callings. I know, being an artist and writing, creating music is as well. But like you said, in Nashville, everybody's so multi-talented, just like they don't even just do one thing great. They do multiple things great. It's like, what can't you do, But it's amazing to be surrounded by those kind of people, creative, high vibrational people. And I think we take it for granted. Sometimes we don't realize how blessed we are to live around this. Like, for example,
just the talent pool, you mean? Like, just to be in this
and exposed
city,
to this
like,
much constant, amazing music. And when you go out on the road, you probably experience this too. Like, I just went to Florida and played Camping with the Blues, and just the appreciation that when you go play, because they don't get that like we do here all the time.
Yeah,
so
you're a commodity.
Yes,
you really are.
Exactly.
It's like just being in Nashville, I think it like definitely spoils us to talent, and then it's like, everywhere we go we get this Nashville stamp, but to the reaction that you get from people, it's like we forget because it's our day-to-day life to like go out and like play music, and,
right.
Whether we're playing shows or when we get in. The truth is we do get tired of it. We get all this stuff, but the reality is that the people that listen to us and the people that are there, like they're working. Most of those people are working like a regular job, 9 to 5, and they're living.
Yes.
For that, that moment when they're out there on that weekend and you're playing that show and you're out on Friday night just rocking out the stage, like. So it's like it's hard sometimes. Like I think as musicians we get in our head. like I do all the time. Like I'll be out playing, a big thing. I gigged for a very long time, cover gigs and bars.
Yeah.
And there were nights, man. There were nights when I was just like playing in the corner, and I was like, man, what am I like? There were nights I'd be driving there, and be like, man, I don't even want to go out here tonight.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like it was just burnout. It really wasn't like a lack of that, but like, the families and stuff that are out there, like, they love that. They really do love
absolutely.
that. And like the people that are out there, they live for that feeling, and like it's our job as musicians and artists to, help cultivate that. And
take their stress away and
exactly.
Take them to another place, By the way, I haven't told you guys yet, but since I have been on air or off air since the pandemic, my album Rise officially released in February of 2022, and it debuted #1 on Billboard, SoundScan, SiriusXM Bluesville, Rack of Blues, 3 #1s on Roots Music Report, 2 #1s on Radio Indie Alliance, #9 global on Digital Radio Tracker, and right now it's number 108 on Music Row Breakout Chart. And super excited, and thank you so much to all the radio stations that have played Rise. And if you don't have Rise downloaded on your phone yet, go download it, buy it wherever you stream. It's available. Angela Easley Rise, AngelaEasley.com. Tell them one more time your website and everything, Chaz.
First thing first, congrats.
Thank you so much.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Man, you got these accolades on accolades.
I know.
You are on the rise, and I love it.
I know.
Seriously,
Thank you.
It gives me so much life to like see artists like just make these steps and go up these circles and go up these it's so awesome.
It's been amazing. I'm truly blessed. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mention this though. It's so exciting. I'm in consideration for Grammy Awards in 3 categories right now.
Oh my goodness.
I Can Let Go with the McCreary Sisters is in consideration for 2, and my album Rise is in consideration for Contemporary Blues Album for Grammy Awards. So it's up for 3. So if you're a voting Grammy member, please go check out my album and vote.
Get up there and vote. Yeah, 100%. Oh my goodness.
So yes, awesome. Very blessed. Thank you so much just to everybody for all the support this year.
Yeah.
And you too, Chaz, because you filmed my music video that, like I said, it's going to be on CMT. So that's super exciting. And I love that video. Like it's so special to me. There was magic in the air that day. Like
really
Regina and I even talked about it. She's like, we were visited by the Holy Spirit that day, and we truly were. That will always be a special day and a special memory, for me, and just a dream come true. And to have them in the video, not to mention to have them on my album, but actually get them to come get dressed up for me and look all glam and
they
beautiful.
Were so casual.
Oh, I know, and
they're
just
so relaxed.
Yeah. Just
easy
chill.
going.
Yeah. So it was a great day. We just had an amazing day, and that'll forever be a cherished memory. And unfortunately, Deborah, she has now passed, and we just miss her dearly. And prayers for the McCreary family and all as they continue to move forward in their career. Without Deborah, but like I think I heard Regina say somewhere that they're taking her with her everywhere they go. So I love that.
Well, she's got living on in the recordings.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. And so honored that I got to have her in that video with me, and for you to do it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed as all can be. I love it.
Yeah.
I love this, especially when, something. As I said, I always say I never think about it when somebody walks in the door for just like a quick little live session, or it always is like a very simple like, where you from? What you doing? Like,
Yeah.
But something I remember when you walked in, you're like, no, I'm Angela, and I got this going on, and I'm like, I'm rocking it, and you were like, no, I'm on the rise, I'm pushing my stuff, I'm ready, I'm set, I'm gold, and then you also follow up, you're like, and I'm grateful as all can be, you're like, so thankful. So there was like a total energy in there when the moment you walked in, but it's so awesome that it was just like, something as simple as that, Which, by the way, was it a Facebook ad, I think, that you came in from?
Yes, I saw
So,
you.
hey, the ad funnel stuff we were talking
and
about
Instagram,
earlier.
both. I saw you on Instagram and Facebook, and it
Yeah.
was so impressive that's how I booked. I'm like, oh, he's doing some good stuff. I need to go check him out. And so I booked with you, and there we go. We're off to the races.
That's so cool. It's full circle. I love it. And
Absolutely.
I'm so grateful. I can't wait to see all the other stuff that's going to be just like, I already know it's going to happen, especially with like what's going on with your Rise album and just how much that's going and all the stuff that you've just got planned out for the rest.
I know. I'm super excited. Well, let's get into a little bit more music and hear some more music from Chaz Mazzota. You're listening to Radio Free Nashville, Angela Easley's Rock and Blues Roots Review.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're back. All right, so this next one is part 3. This one is, first one was about love. No, first one was about life. I'm sorry. Second one was about love. This one is about war. Because sometimes when you build a new home, when you trying to make something work, you got to break free of these old habits. You got to break ground, before you can make some real progress.
Yeah.
I know that way down you might not get it, 'cause I might not say it right, but I'll get down to win this occasion of you versus me tonight. 'Cause I know that whether you listening, you know we've been kissing, so cut it, just give it a try. 'Cause the home that we're building could use some uplifting, you know that ship out of the sky. We gotta break ground on it. Gotta break ground on it before it's taking us both down. Before it's taking us both down. You think you got it, but you got a lot of problems, and I know it 'cause I'm saying the same. We're wrapped up in a slight loose translations, coming pre-wired in our brain. And I know that whether you're listening, you know we've been kissing, so cut it, just give it a try. 'Cause the home that we're building could use some more lifting, you know that ship out of the sky. We gotta break ground on it. We gotta break ground on it. Gotta break ground on it. Hey, yeah. We gotta break ground on it before it's taking us both down. Before it's taking us both down. Yeah. I'm feeling hot, but you're feeling cold. Another fight night, been getting old. Feeling hot, but you're feeling cold. Another fight night is getting old. Oh, so we break ground on it. Yeah. We gotta break ground on it. We gotta break ground on it. Gotta break ground on it. For it's taking us both down. Before it's taking us both down. Yeah. Something like that.
Chaz Mazzota, everybody on Radio Free Nashville. I love it, Chaz. Sounded great.
Thank you.
Sounded great. So tell me a little bit about your writing process for your stuff.
Yeah, so for me, pretty interesting. I don't, when they say move to Nashville, they're like, co-write. Write with as many people as you can and do all this. And I tried to do that when I first got here, and I was really not about it. I just wasn't feeling like I was writing the things that I wanted to be writing, and just wasn't, I don't know, I could never really catch a music and a production vibe, but not a lyric vibe. So typically when it comes down to lyrics for me, I'm also like I'm more about sounds rather than like the actual lyrics. So like I hear more about these vowels and consonants and stuff like that. It's more about the sound of it and like
right.
where it's sonically taking me. And so then I try to work backwards from there and find words that kind of fit the feeling that I'm feeling. So, but lately it's been, especially with like this newer stuff, I've been trying to catch like flow state is what a lot of people will call it.
Yeah.
So I wait for these moments when I'm just like overcome and I just like I'm playing and then all of a sudden just like free flow. It's like it comes out in like 10 minutes. That first song I played, You Play and I Stay.
Yeah.
I literally was sitting down one day. I just woke up. I sat down on the couch and I just got into the habit of pulling out the voice notes.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I pulled out the voice notes. I wrote that whole song one pass. All free flow. Like I never went back and changed anything.
That's awesome.
Like I did change how I played it now.
Yeah.
Because originally I played it was a little bit more like, I don't know if this is still on, but very folky.
Yeah.
And that's how I wrote it. I sat on the couch and the whole thing was on a voice note. I wish it was on video. It was the coolest thing ever because, as I said, free flow. I wrote the whole thing. I had my eyes closed. I was just in this vibe. And like even the audio recording has a vibe. Like there's a little bit of like, you can hear my feet kind of doing this thing. It's making this march in the background. And I'm like, dude. And so that to me is like, that's magic.
Yeah.
And the more I work and figure out how to like improve on sonically playing the song and like leaning into the parts that I like organically already wrote.
Yes.
And trying to embellish that, like the playing style I did recent, like when I first played it, I feel like it's a little bit more flow. It helps you catch that marchy kind of tune and vibe to it more than like the finger pick and then like getting soft and it's like working that over time to really build out the dynamic is like, because I'm big about simplicity. A lot of my songs repeat chords and I think that's important. Simplicity, a melody that's easy. And as long as you kind of have enough little ear candy going in and out on the dynamic, you can keep people entertained. Whether it's only 6 instruments going on or 6 things going on, but you cut the volume on one and then, fade one in. And it's like all of a sudden, like something as simple as like, I got a song called Right, R-Y-T-E, because that's pop. But, wow, man, I lost where I was going on that one. But essentially, no, I did. I lost that thought. Man,
we're talking about the sound. Yeah, the sound.
I do that a
creating,
lot. The sound. Oh, so something as simple as like, you ain't do me right. That was the whole line.
Yeah.
Man, that was embarrassing.
That's all right. I got you.
I lose my train of thought all the time. But like something as simple as like, you ain't do me right. You ain't do me right. You ain't do me right is like this whole song. But it like catches this vibe and you start to hear all these little like ad libs like, yeah, I do. Or like, you did that. Or like little things in the background. And it's like, they're subtle. They're not real lyrics, but they just add this ear candy that kind of emphasize it, helps you feel like what I'm feeling as opposed to like me being able to say it right, which is funny because that song, last one I played, Break, is all about like, I know that way down you're not going to get it. And it's only because I'm not saying it right. It's like, I feel like most people are on the same page. Like everybody's feeling, everybody wants love, everybody wants this, but it's like how you were born to love is a lot different than how I was born to love.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so like trying to one, like remember that, and two, like trying to navigate that is a different world because you don't like, because some people like love could be as simple as like, a pat on the shoulder, and some people that could freak them out.
Yeah. You're
and
so
it could,
right.
And it's, you got to learn those habits. And that's what, Break was all about, is like, I may not do everything right exactly, but my intention is pure. And it's like, as long as we can, and by breaking ground means like breaking this like communication barrier.
Yeah.
In terms of like the, being able to say like, hey, like this makes me feel like this, because of XYZ. Like, and like to say that, and like then we say, okay, well now we can navigate that. Like, how do we proceed beyond that? And so that's the idea behind break, and like that's also the idea behind like my writing process. Like, so when those, it's all about like embracing that feeling when something is like, you know, in me that needs to come out, and like not holding on to it, not festering it, and not like nitpicking it and trying to make it the most perfect song in the world. You know, because like you're losing that magic of what brought the song. Now, you can workshop songs. Obviously, you need to workshop some songs, and depending on what you're doing. But for me, I just try to be as organic and like let it happen. And then even the songs when I'm co-writing, I'll end up doing like, you know, just play some guitar on a loop or something, and we just catch a vibe, you know, and let the lyrics and melody. And I like to say I'm more of a tweaker. Like if in situations with writing with other people, it's like I'll do a lot of music stuff, kind of catch the foundational backbone of like, hey, where are we gonna go with this? And then I let you come up with your things, and I'm just gonna tweak it. Be like, hey, I think this could be a little catchier, like that. I think that could. It's like producer mindset instead of like writer, because words are not necessarily my strong suit. But I can totally catch a vibe. I just don't know how to say it.
Well, I love what you're writing and you're producing both. You know, just so talented, multi-talented. Let's hear another song before we get to chatting about something else.
All right, well we'll switch it up. So those last three were kind of those are going to be some newer ones.
Okay.
And this one is actually, this is an older song. It's called 2500, and it's like a fan fave. I did record it back in 2017, and I never put it out. So, you know, I'm the guy that always says put out your stuff. But yet again, I'm sitting on a couple things in the back too. Right, so we're all guilty of it. You know, but I'm looking at you right now. So I should probably just put it out, but you know, I think I'm gonna save it, and it's now on record. I'm gonna save it for a moment when I can do it as a toss back, because I want to include it on my new album, which I'm gonna record a completely different way. So I think that'll make sense as long as I put the album out right, and then I don't keep making excuses.
That's right.
This one's called 2500. So. Nothing but crazy train, didn't know I'd be here once again. Tell myself it can't be true, but here I am stuck on you again. And though it feels so right, I know it must be wrong to love you. Turn my darkness into light, still I'm strong alone without you. Well, I wish you'd say goodbye before you go. Another message lost in time that you won't know. And well, the distance tends to make the heart grow. We're like a movie stuck on pause. Where's the show? Singing like no, no. Travel all across these miles just to see that perfect smile again. Phone lights a million times, wonder if you hope that they are mine again. And though it It must be wrong to love you. Turn my darkness into light. Still I'm strung along without you. And well, I wish you'd say goodbye before you go. Another message lost in time, but you all know. Well, distance meant to make the heart grow. We're like a movie stuck on pause. Where's the show? Singing out, ooh, ooh, no. I know. No.
Yeah, you're listening to Radio Free Nashville. I'm your host, Angela Easley. You're listening to the Rock and Blues Roots Review, and that is Chaz Mazzota. I love it, Chaz.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your influences musically.
Oh man, that's a I don't even know. It goes kind of all over the place. Everything except for kind of heavy metal, honestly.
Yeah.
So like for me, I'm super big into 80s hair metal. Not hair metal, but hair bands like Poison, Boston.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Any kind of good anthem band, hair, like
yeah.
You know, and I love the 80s. I really do. And like everybody talks trash on the 80s. Everyone's like, oh,
yeah.
music was so blah, blah, blah. I'm like, literally, everybody's going back to the 80s right now.
Yeah.
Style, like all that stuff. Well, actually, I think we might be going even to the 70s now.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to, we already kind of hit 80s pretty
yeah.
quick. Typical. But whatever. No, so yeah, I listened to a lot of that stuff. My dad was really big into like Beatles, classics, and some classic rock, you know, so I got a good taste of that. My mom was really into like 70s disco and dance, you know, and all that, you know. And so me being a 90s kid, so I think I got like a huge spectrum of music. And then I was big in choir. I was really big in like musical theater for a while. Yeah. So like got a little bit of that in me, and you know, so it really comes from all over, not necessarily like artist wise, but the things that I pick up along the way. There's things, you know, for me, I'm very big on consonants. I try to make sure my consonants are as good as I can get, except for when I'm speaking really, really fast. but you know, and that was choir training, and you know, the chick-pa-tas and things like that. So like, I had all this like concert training that I had to like figure out how to popify. It took a really long time for me to kind of catch like, okay, this is kind of, it's why I like my head voice so much, but I think it took a while to get there because I used to just sound like a choir kid singing like, you know, like cover songs.
Yeah. So. No, definitely different styles. That's what I've been producing and teaching a lot since the pandemic. Because obviously we all had to change our way we made money, and I couldn't get out and tour as much and be on the road. So I've been doing that. And to explain all this that I've been doing to really break it down and explaining, it's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of just variety in everything we do. But yeah, it's been fun learning that process of kind of walking down memory lane, you know, with some of my students and revisiting some of the things that I did, some of the things that I learned, and even just some of the process of the memories. You know, it's been a lot of fun. But anyway, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back more with Chaz Mazzota. You're listening to Radio Free Nashville, Angela Easley's Rock and Blues Roots Review. Stick around. We'll be back for more.